Next up, let's invite Mary Sutton, Liz Milliron, up to the podium. Liz Milliron is the pen name for Mary Sutton. Mary is a technical writer who has worked in the software field for almost 20 years. Writing fiction is a lot more fun than writing software manuals. Her short fiction has been published at Mystical E! And in several juried anthologies, including Lucky Charms, 12 Crime Tales, Blood on the Bayou, Mystery Most Historical, and Fish Out of Water. She is a member of Sisters in Crime and Pen Writers and has both a bachelor's and a master's degree in literature from St. Bonaventure University. Please welcome Mary Sutton.
If I look a little off balance, I just got off crutches, so that's a really exciting thing for me. So that's my big thing. I'm going to read a scene from a book that I'm getting ready to query finally. It's finally got all the pieces ready. It is a police procedural set in Niagara Falls with a Niagara Falls homicide detective who has just returned to work after an on-the-job incident that has left him with some psychological issues that he would rather not admit that he has. And this scene is what happens when he gets home immediately after his first day back on the job. I pulled up outside my house, a Dutch colonial in the Devoe area of the city. The sun was going down, and I narrowly missed the ever-turned tricycle in the driveway. I braced for impact as I entered. I'm home. Daddy! Madeline crashed into me, hugging my knees with a fierce joy. Madeline, please. Amy emerged from the kitchen. Dinner's almost ready. Go wash your hands. She wiped her hands on the towel at her waist. You mind grilling the steaks? I'm desperately trying to get Christopher to take a little nap while we eat. Absolutely. Sorry I didn't text. Got caught up. New case. I leaned over and kissed her cheek. I admit it's been nice having you home at a regular hour these past months, but don't worry. I'm sure you've got enough to deal with. An infant howl came from the kitchen, and Amy rushed back. As I shrugged out of my jacket, I said, Hey, Madeline, what have I told you about the tricycle? Put it away. Madeline looked at me, words coming slowly. Then why is it in the driveway? But it's dark, Daddy. I don't like going outside in the dark. Her lip trembled. I think I told you to put it away before it got dark. Didn't I? Yes, Daddy. Her lip trembled. I sighed. I'll go with you, but this is the last time. I mean it. I followed my daughter outside and watched as she put her tricycle in the garage. I gave her a high five and went back inside, where I looked at Amy, who was working at the stove while simultaneously jouncing Christopher on her shoulder. I leaned over and kissed his fuzzy head. Let me get changed. I don't want to grill in a suit and tie. I changed into a t-shirt and jeans and returned to the kitchen. Steaks in 10 minutes. I grabbed the platter and went out back. The grill had been heated to the perfect temperature. I laid the meat on the rack, closed the lid, and waited. While I did, I let my thoughts wander. The Bramleys had not had a happy marriage. Rodney was right. The house was a mausoleum. Had Sylvia Bramley been on board with going international? How the hell did she wind up in the Niagara Gorge when she was last seen near Top of the Falls? Amy's voice floated out of the house. Jackson, potatoes are ready. How are the steaks coming? Checking now. Still buried in my thoughts, I opened the lid to the grill. Flames rushed out with a whoosh. I blinked and backed up. I was surrounded by heat, flames, and noise. The wail of sirens filled my ears, and I smelled chemical fumes. Someone was yelling. Me? I couldn't tell. I slid to the ground, knees pulled up to my chest, shaking. I was in my yard, at my house. I had to be. But there was a lump beside me. It was Max, crumpled to the ground after tackling me. I covered my ears to block the noise and squeezed my eyes shut to block out the sights of the flames and my injured partner. Heart pounding, I fought to take a breath with lungs that were crushed under the pressure of the surrounding air. It was hot, so hot, dark, and not dark at the same time. Jackson? Jackson, are you hurt? Answer me. Open your eyes. Breathe, Jackson. Come back to me. I felt hands on my face and I blinked. Amy had dropped the lid on the steaks, cutting off air to the flames. Sweat trickled down my face and slithered between my shoulders. I'm fine. The grill, it flared. I didn't see it. I closed my eyes again. Next to me, I felt Amy move. Madeline, go in the house. She doesn't want Madeline to see me. I willed my heartbeat to slow and took measured breaths. I didn't want my daughter to see me either. Not like this. No one should see me like this. Is Daddy okay? Yes, he's fine. Go inside and check on your brother. The door slammed. Dinner is wrecked. I'm sorry. I started to speak, but stopped. Forget dinner. I opened my eyes. Amy's were filled with worry. I didn't think she was worried about physical injury. Well, maybe she was a little worried about that, but it wasn't her main concern. I was sure of it. The flames, it was like being back there. I choked on the words. I know. Amy brushed my forehead with the towel. It's been 6 months, for God's sake. There's no set time for healing. There should be. It should be back to normal by now. I closed my eyes. Dr. Alverson had said the same thing. How much time did the universe think I had? Maybe this is your new normal. Then I hate it. I want the old normal. You, me, the kids, Max coming for dinner, a job I like. Amy sat beside me. I'm going to ask one more time. Are you sure you want to go back to police work? Maybe you'd be better off with something less stressful. She grasped my hand. What, selling insurance like your brother? Connor makes a good living. You shouldn't knock it. I'm sure he does. It's not me. Maybe Amy was right. I hadn't had a flashback in months. One day back, bam. I looked at the smoldering grill. I'd screwed up again, missed the signs that would have kept the flames at bay. Who's to say I wouldn't screw up with Sylvia Bramley, with Rodney? I rubbed my eyes, telling myself the tears were from soot, knowing I was lying. Sorry about the steaks. There must have been drippings on the bottom of the grill that caught fire. I opened the lid and fed the flames. I should have cleaned the grill. I should have paid more attention. I should have. You don't have to apologize. Amy leaned over and kissed my forehead.